Oh yeah. So we're on. All right. It's just on me. Okay. I go through mine. I got a special guest, guys. It's Guy Swan, and let me start out because by the end of this interview, he's going to be doing my silly dance too. The way I start all my shows is I go hodl, 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 save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, because that's what we're all for. And you were recommended to me. I didn't really know that you're the voice of the most well-read man in Bitcoin. That's a pretty bold statement.
I've read more about Bitcoin than anybody else you know.
Well, my understanding is you actually do read. You do readouts too. Do you actually do audiobooks?
Oh yeah. I've got maybe like 11-ish Bitcoin audiobooks.
Wow.
I've got the recording I was just working on would be read 542 as far as like articles, research papers, that sort of stuff for Bitcoin Audible, the show. And then I've got a bunch of other episodes of just like 50 or so guys' takes, which are just me explaining or iterating on some ideas, and then a bunch of chats and interviews with people as well. I think I'm like 50 or 60 there.
So you're a good friend with Knut. You're pretty good friend with Knut then too. I see you two are chatting together.
Yeah, me and Svanholm, man. I've done both of his books, and I love them. They're great.
Well, I'm glad we have you then. Just so I'll be fair, I actually have a book that was sent. I wrote one because I want to get one ready for this conference. It's real. Yeah. I'm not real happy with it, but I haven't proofed it yet. So I probably ought to have you proof it, but I'm not real pleased. I really wanted to make it more thorough, so this would probably just be a part one and an introduction. And to get it published in time, I might just have to do a vanity with no ISBN or anything, but that's okay. I don't care if that'll be a special collector's piece if we just make a vanity printing anyway, right?
Yeah. That's the way to go. Just get it out there.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. I just have to find the time to proofread a little bit, and I'll probably just send it on to you. So it sounds pretty good to me.
Shoot it my way. I'll add it in my lineup, and I've got a long list of stuff to read, but I love it. No, I'm down. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're not Eddie and I for years. It's kind of a dead business now, but we did voice broadcasting, so we did a lot of reading and recording and polling and stuff like that. So we did learn not to have a stage presence like on YouTube, but to have a good voice message to get political messages out and stuff like that. So we had a very interesting time in some of the campaigns that we did, but now we're in YouTube, which is a whole lot more interesting all the time. So
yeah, I'm trying to slowly break my way into YouTube. I originally was a filmmaker. I went to school for film, and did that for a number of years before I kind of felt like there was no real solid path to making significant amount of money in it on my projects, on the stuff I wanted to do. I was just going to have to be somebody else's bitch for a while, and I didn't want to do that. Essentially,
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went the tech route, and after 4 or 5 years, I kind of realized and was coming to terms with the fact that I think I was going to have to not consider myself a filmmaker, anymore. It was just kind of a side hobby for me. Then got roped up into Bitcoin, and everything, my ability to focus on anything else just kind of died.
Amazing how that works, huh?
And yeah, and started the podcast, and it just kept growing and growing, and now we're kind of doubling down on all the stuff we're doing there, and I'm moving back into film. I'm moving back into video projects.
Well, I can't wait for you to come down here because we're building a studio. I'm kind of building a project down here that I'm the old guy and have no talent except what I've already done and do, but you young guys are going to be carrying the ball. So hopefully we have an opportunity. Where are you from?
Where are you? I was going to say, where are you right now?
We're in Ensenada. That's where I live.
Oh, you're in Ensenada.
Oh, yeah, I live in Ensenada, Mexico. That's why we're having it here, because I love this place. Yeah.
It's just in your backyard, right? That's where we're
Yeah. Well, we're sitting here in Ensenada. We have beautiful San Diego weather. Where are you from? Where you at?
North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
North Carolina. I've
I've been through there. Well, went to the Kitty Hawk and spent some time with them. It's fascinating, and those guys, the Wright brothers, man, what a story they have. That's a great American story, and and they, everybody tried to take it away from them, and they were flying in circles 5 years before anybody else.
Surely that can't work. No way.
So hopefully that's about where Bitcoin is now. We're just getting off the ground.
No, there's some great like little pieces in history to dig into. My dad was a pilot for a short span, and was always fascinated by it. So like it was something. I mean, we definitely did go out to Kitty Hawk. Like that was like a big thing. We do air shows and stuff like that. I remember reading a scientist writing an article of basically a proof, a logic of saying why it is that humans could never fly, like that it was just physically impossible for humans to ever fly,
humans. Okay, yeah, okay.
To have powered flight. And that this was a pipe dream, and everybody chasing it was just a crank, and it was literally like 6 months or something before the Wright brothers got off the ground.
Yeah, and then the Wright brothers. I mean, if you read their story, what they did was just amazing. They basically discovered all the principles of flight, lift, drag, and what's the other one? Anyway, lift, drag, and I should know that. Anyway, there's three basic principles of flight, and the other thing that they built was the first wind tunnel.
Like airfoil, I guess, man.
No. So I'm going to say, no, it's not this lift drag. It's the physics involved with the thing. But they also built the.
They figured that shit out.
They figured that shit out, and they also, they built the first wind tunnel, and all the basic principles of flying. So they're bicycle mechanics, and they were just tinkering around. No, they were scientists. They were real entrepreneurs, and they laid all the groundwork. Have you retweeted this out? We're on Twitter. Yeah, so make sure you. Yeah, well, yeah. Take my Twitter. Yeah, take that and retweet it to your people there, because we want them to be tuned in.
Ugly.
You see me, ugly old goat, and just retweet that out so people can.
There it is.
All right. Yeah, because I want your followers to. We want to give you some exposure. We're going to showcase you at the Bitcoin Standard Conference, which we're really excited about. And
I'm stoked.
So I'm
never been to Mexico either.
Oh, really? Well, we're bringing you to the best part of Mexico. So are you gonna are you gonna fly in, or are you gonna fly into San Diego, or are you gonna drive, or have you figured out what you're gonna do? A lot of people are actually staying down here for a week or two, and some of them are staying for the until BitBlock Boom, and then driving up to Texas. But yeah. There's a lot of. This is a great place to come if you haven't had a summer vacation. You want to take one, and you can actually hang out before and after the conference here. We've got kind of a hostile environment, but we're gonna be showing that off. So if you want to come early or stay late, you can do that too.
Gotcha. No, I'll be flying in. I'll be there for 6 days. We were trying to do from the night, because my brother's coming.
Okay, great.
Agorist View on Twitter. We've both been dedicated Bitcoiners for a long time, and he's my moral support for like when I'm doing a talk, and or he's my, I guess, moral support might not be it. He's my editor. He's my, no, that was boring, or you gotta cut that shit out, like.
Right. No, I get it. I tend to ramble, and people. You need somebody here to correct me. That's why I like Eddie, because he's real direct. I mean, so he keeps me in line.
Keeps grounded. Keeps
He's
you on
well
track,
grounded, right? Yeah. And he figures things out. It takes. I give him a job. It might take him a while, but he keeps at it till it gets done. And
He
you
says
know,
I complain too much, but I get it done. So.
Right. I don't mind. I understand people complain. I don't mind that. Just don't tell me you can do something and you can't. Yeah.
Sometimes it is just that stupid that you have to do this, and this.
Well, nobody likes to work. There's nothing wrong with complaining. And there's actually a parable in the Bible, I think, where it talks about, the guy's complaining about it, but he winds up doing it. That's all right. It's the guy that tells you he's done it and he hasn't. That's the one that causes you problems. So, yeah. Anyway, so, well, I had to use, my, what do you call it, dictator discretion to put you on the panel. I hope I put you, can we go to the website and show?
Oh, no, I loved it. This is great panel topic. I love to.
All right. Well, I so far, nobody's complained bitterly yet, and somebody's wanted to be on some of the others. So it's going to be,
I'm open, man. Just put me on anything. You need somebody to fill a slot.
Well, you've read everything. I mean,
I read it all. Come on.
All right. So, guys, particularly for your followers, if they're watching for the first time, this is the Bitcoin Standard Conference. It's in Ensenada, August 12th through the 15th. We actually, the Canary Dinner is going to be the 11th, and so hopefully you'll be able for that. All the speakers will be going to that, and basically it's 4 nights and 5 days. We take care of everything. And the price is it's $19.95, but that's for the whole package. If you get we call the full ride, and but if you sign up under your favorite panelist, which I hope your favorite panelist,
it's gonna be me.
Yeah, that's
obviously.
We go here.
Right. Go down. You go down to the panelists. There we go. We got all these big shots here, and then we've got. There we go, Guy Swan. And so, see your picture? That's your picture. So you go there. There's the panels he's on. He's got.
Go back.
Okay.
You see this? Here you go. Guy Swan. There he is.
Just hit Guy Swan. Now we scroll down so we can see what panels he's on. On Thursday, he's going to be on Bitcoin legal tender. Should it be embraced or abolished? That was a hot topic a couple of weeks ago, because
I'm not going to spoil it.
No, don't spoil it. We want to just it's a hot topic, and what set it off is down, in Miami, Ron Paul got up and talked about, I've been working to abolish legal tender laws for the last 40 years, and then there they go, and announced, well, we got legal tender now, Bitcoin and San Salvador. Well, we got. Is that an oxymoron or what? So it's certain there are. Look, Bitcoin, there's room for a lot of in-house debates, and that's what we want to cover here. We have a variety of opinions, and we want to get them all out. We want them well-researched. Incidentally, Guy, if you have any broadcasts or articles dealing with any of these topics, we want to post that on before and get it to the attendees before the conference, so everybody has a good background of where you're coming from, because you're not going to be able to develop your entire argument, with the 10 minutes you have on a panel.
Sure.
But people will understand where you're coming from on that particular issue. And of course, the second one, I don't know, I've got you on all this banking stuff.
I've probably got a couple of episodes on pretty much all of these topics.
All right. Well, good. All right. So will Bitcoin become the world reserve currency? I have my opinion. I don't know if I'm on that one or not.
That's a short one.
Yeah. The Tone Days is going to be the moderator on both of those for you. And then I've got you on another one on Friday, 100% reserve, fractional reserve, or no fixed reserve. What do we do with how do we do that? What is the Bitcoin standard, or what are your views on these things? These are the issues that we're going to be addressing. Be a lot of fun, a lot of different of opinion, and hopefully it's going to be some really lively debates. So if they click here, see what's
particularly the legal tender. There's a lot of people that seem to kind of be rubbed the wrong way about this. Like, that's kind of an interesting.
It is a real interesting.
Bitcoin is about freedom of choice, right? It's Bitcoin is to be the standard because it is the best money, and you will actually choose Bitcoin.
Yep.
Like, that's one of its values. One of its core values is that you are not being forced. You are forced to use fiat because fiat sucks. You would not choose it naturally. So I kind of love it. I mean, I have maybe an popular opinion about it, but no,
I wasn't very popular. We did.
I have a good argument.
I did a poll, and the popular is 5-1. People think it's a good idea.
Okay.
So basically, and I tweeted out, George Selgin has probably written the most definitive article I thought on it, and I was passing that on. And boy, he came under attack from. I know George Selgin.
I didn't read Selgin's piece on that, but I do remember.
It's really good. Yeah, he addressed all the issues, and then he was, he's anti-Bitcoin. He's not. He doesn't hate Bitcoin at all. He's a skeptic. Money movement, the free market money movement for 40 years. Bitcoin is the newcomer, guys. I know it's hard for you guys to believe that you've only been in this for 5 or 10 years, but there's been Bitcoin is built on the giants foundation of intellectual giants of F.A. Hayek, von Mises, and Henry Hazlitt, and E.C. Harwood, and Menger back there before Mises. So you can't ignore these issues. They're very important, and we're making history. So I think my goal here with this conference is we want them to be thoroughly discussed. So at any rate, now hopefully your followers who want to, if somebody is coming because they particularly want to see you, Guy, they just go to your picture and they register for conference here. And that's where they register. They can scroll down, and we'll go to the drop-down menu. Now, they'll automatically get 15% off of the price. Okay. So we have...
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So the price is $19.95. 15% is $300 off. So they're getting this whole package. Again, the Canary dinner on Wednesday night. And then you have the 2-day conference, and then after that, we're going to have an adventure tour on Saturday. Then we have breakfast, and everybody leaves on Sunday. But the conference itself is $9.95. Go to the drop-down menu on the registration, and all of them are there. The one that really we recommend is the full ride. You'll get everything that way. You can come in on Wednesday and check in and leave on Sunday. We pretty well take care of all the rest. If you need to be picked up at the airport, we do charge. Speakers, we pick you up, but the attendees, because they can drive. If they drive down, they can drive down. If they want to walk across the border, we'll have a service that they can have there. If they fly into Tijuana, we'll pick them up at the airport. But the full ride is all three of those things, and that would be $1,695. Now, we are limited right now with the speakers and the attendees. We're limited to 100. We do expect that we'll be sold out very shortly. When we do, we have to put everything on hold. We think things will open up, and we'll be able to open it up for another 100 people. But that's not for sure yet. And when we close it down, we're going to open it back up for substantially more. It'd be about $700 more. So if you have people that are coming, make sure they order as soon as possible, because once we sell out of our what we know we can do, we have to put everything on hold until things open up again. Why don't we go through and go back to the website so we can outline the programming a little bit. Go to the home. Just start at the home, then we'll go to the schedule. All right, scroll down. And there we go. That is the hotel we're staying at, the Lucerno. Okay, the Carnivory dinner is and that's 2 days. That's the 12th and the 13th. The Carnivory dinner is the night of the 11th, and then the wrecked but not ruined adventure tour is the 13th through the 15th. You can get all of those things separately. Why don't you? And then we also have these workshops, guys. Jimmy Song is having his workshop for programming Bitcoin. That's the 2 days before the event.
I'm really thinking hard about the programming Bitcoin.
Well,
but it's a penny. It's a penny.
It's a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I got a couple of.
Python is what he said.
You got to know Python. You know Python? Are you a programmer?
I mean, I know Python enough to. Like, if you wanted me to do something stupid and simple, yeah.
Well, you'll have to talk to. I don't know. Maybe Jimmy will get. If you sign up early, if you sign up now, it's $3,000. I know that. So, and that's separately. If you go down and hit Jimmy's workshop, so people can see that. My son is going to that. One of my members, Victor Veliconda, who wrote the Equity app, he's going to that. And so I've got. So there it is. The cost is $4,000, but $1,000 discount if you order it now. The space will be limited. And so get it.
I really want to do that. I might end up just buying his book and forcing myself to go through it. I did Pierre's Programming Lightning course, but it's funny. Like it's been a long time since I went through Mastering Bitcoin, and of course, Mastering Bitcoin. There's some things that it's the second edition or whatever is old enough now that like with kind of SegWit and now Taproot and things like there are new things that need to be adjusted for, but I need a refresh. I feel like there's a lot of like really awesome like nuance information and like ways to think about something that if you just know like exactly how the stack language works to the point that you could program it, is that you would just have the clarity of how to understand how that next change actually affects things and stuff, and the ability to kind of explain it on that next level is super valuable. Like, so I might end up just going through it on my own, but there's a
well,
reason
you know what? I'm gonna juice this up a little bit for you because Tone Vase is coming early too. He's not going to take Jimmy's course, but he's taking Giacomo's
running Bitcoin.
Building. He's going to take that class. So anybody that's thinking about it, to spend 2 days with Jimmy and Tone and Giacomo, all three in the same. That's an experience worth its own, and that's why we also just created for people that kind of want to help us out. Here's the running Bitcoin, and that's a little cheaper, $1,000. Giacomo is also the only speaker we have. Everybody else is a panelist. He's going to be the featured speaker at the award night on Thursday night. So, because he's the most entertaining speaker by far of anybody, and we want to keep this fun. We might all be in fisticuffs at the end of some of these sessions.
I was about to say, Bitcoiners will go for fun either way. Either way, so you better rein it in a little bit. You have no idea where that's going to go.
So, well, that's
put a fence up.
That's
Bitcoiners will jump over it anyway.
Yeah, and if you guys scroll. Is it the buy? Go to the buy. Where do we have all the different offers? Is that buy ticket? Go to that one so we can show that a little bit. Okay, the standard package, that's just for the conference, is $950. Okay, now remember, as long as you order this stuff now and you hit Guy's picture there, you can get 15% off of that. Guys, that includes 2 nights at the hotel. Okay, it includes the dinner that night on and the show that we have that night on be Thursday night. So we'll have coffee and donuts for you in the morning, and maybe a snack lunch or something for lunch. So you're pretty well taken care of. But and so in the cost of that thing, once you get your discount right now, would be what about take about $800. But that includes your hotel accommodations too, and it's a great hotel. So scroll down if you can, Eddie, and we'll go down and show them what's after that. If you want to include the Carnivory dinner, we charge you $300 for that. If you want the adventure tour package, that's another $950. But what we really want is that we want people to go for the complete package. We call it the full ride because we're going to be riding you're going to have lots of fun with us, I guarantee you. We're going to be riding to some of these quads. We're actually going to be on some of the exact same road where the Baja 1000 goes. So you're going to get a taste of.
Yeah, that was the first thing that my brother said when we were talking about that. He was like, "Wait, Ensenada," and he was like looking at the pictures, like that's like right where the Baja stuff. He's a big car guy, and he's like, "That's where all the Baja stuff is." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I told you about the tour, like the adventure tour. Like, look at the pictures." And I was like sending him shit. They're Baja buggies, like.
Yeah, that's my hobby. That's now since I've been here, I started buying. I got 3 buggies now of my own.
Nice.
Goat Lady's got one, and then I got a Honda, and I got a Polaris, and mine's a little 2-seater Yamaha, and I'm getting hers painted pink for the conference. So that's my present to her. So, hey, and then we
actually had a project. We had got we'd done a roll cage for a dune buggy, and got some old Volkswagen engines that we were redoing and everything. We had really got into this project, and I thought it was going to be a lot of fun, but it ended up being kind of right at the worst possible time, because I was just going off to college, and so coming back and forth, there was never the time to actually work on it. So we actually got to where it was everything was looking like you could see the promise in it, and it was this project that was always gonna be on the edge of something amazing, and then after 3 years of stagnation, it was
Well, it's definitely a rich man's hobby. Either that or you have to be a good mechanic, and I am not a mechanic. So I mean, I've been blessed by Bitcoin, and so I've been able to pick up. It's a lot. I used to, like to ride. Never rode a motorcycle until I was 56 years old, but I'm getting even a little bit too old for that one now. But these buggies are fun, a lot more fun, and so that's
a lot cheaper if you build it from scratch. But you might get halfway through and never actually get to play with it. So
right? Yeah, you have to love. You have to. Yeah, and I don't. Bitcoin's a full-time project in itself, so hopefully we all get good enough at Bitcoin that we can have these fun little hobbies. But what we do have is we got a VIP package. Can you scroll down a little bit there, Eddie? And if somebody really wants to support the project, we have a $10,000 VIP package. You have premium. You get the premium conference accommodations. You get everything, but you also get a subscription to my newsletter, which I've always charged 1/10 of a Bitcoin. So when I started, it was just and it was a lifetime subscription, my life, not yours. Now I do it yearly, but I haven't changed the price because I don't care if I have many followers or not, because we have a really good group, and I just as soon keep it small. So can you believe that when I started this, back there in 2018, Bitcoin, I think, was $3,500. And so my subscriptions, with the discount, they got lifetime subscriptions for $300. I started the website with that. Now I'm sponsoring with the same 10 Bitcoin. We're having this great conference, and that's how Bitcoin works, guys. So anyway, we pick you up at the airport, and you'll get premium accommodations at the Hotel Lucerna. But we also have a VIP package with the workshops. And particularly if you want to support the project, support what we're all about here, you get the full conference ticket for 2. You get the access to the media lounge. Well, actually, you also get one programming blockchain workshop, one of Giacomo's workshops. So if 2 of you are coming, one can go to the one and one can go to the other. At night, you'll actually spend time, staying at the El Cielo Winery, which is just this very private, beautiful 5-star accommodation winery.
Can you drink?
Oh, yes.
Because that's what I'm going to be doing. If we have a winery, I'm going to be drunk. I'm going to have a good time.
Oh, well, we drink.
How I'm curious, how big is the group? Is this kind of like BitBlock Boom scale? Like we want to keep it tight on the number of people?
Yeah, well, we are COVID restricted to 100 right now.
No shit.
Yeah,
really?
That's it. Yeah, but
that's ridiculous.
Well, it's Mexico. There's work, and everything's on the. It's just not official, but we'll probably be able to double that. And I'm hoping it's going to break wide open. Mexico is famous for its workarounds. Mexico meets the needs of women.
Workarounds.
They always do a workaround. During Prohibition, everybody came down here to drink. That's always they figure it out. We're going to figure this thing out. I can't make any promises, but we're working on that. So I think it's going to be wide open. I think I'm hoping we have a big long line out the door, and we'll find out. We're going to find out. That's why we're doing this thing now. I will say this, that when if you want to make sure if this turns out to be a big event, You need to get your ticket now because the price will go up and the accommodations will not be available at the hotel. Although we've blocked the whole entire hotel, if we that if you want to be at the event venue, then you need to get your ticket now. And what happens then is you'll be passed over to our event coordinator, and she's going to get all your information if you need picked up at the border if you're flying into Tijuana. And we want to, if you're driving down, we want to make sure that you take the best route. And it's all on Google Maps and so forth, but that's what we want to do. Can you scroll down a little bit so I can outline the rest of the VIP? Like for 17,000, just scroll down. Yeah, okay, scroll down. And okay, there's this one, and so that will be at we've got all the villas at El Cielo, and I know that the main speakers will be there. I know Tone and Jimmy and Giacomo will be there at least for the first 2 days. They might be later on moving to the hotel, but it's just a beautiful place, and it'll be very relaxed, particularly the 2 days before the conference. So if you can come. If you're going to do a workshop.
Getting there early is key.
Yeah, it really is.
Settle in, get nice.
And I'm also recommending, guys, if you're like me, had Bitcoin's treated you well, hey, get the workshop VIP package. We're going to take care of you. And if you can't use those 2 tickets for the workshops, we'll give them away as scholarships because we have youngsters that can't afford the conference. I'm going to throw in a conference ticket. Jimmy and if they're not going to use them, give them to us, and we'll make sure somebody gets to go and learns programming Bitcoin or learns how to build that node. And we have on scholarships. We'll take care of that too. So, this is, we have some superstars at this conference, but a lot of these guys are new. They've never been on a panel or have you ever been on a conference before? Is this your first one or have you been on others?
Oh no, I went to, my first talk was I had the opening talk at BitBlock Boom.
Oh, okay.
2019. That was my first time on. I've done little things meet up in front of 30 or 40 people. That was my first Bitcoin conference appearance.
Right.
And I absolutely loved it. I had absolutely so much fun. And this is one of the reasons why, why I'm excited about this conference in particular, and why BitBlock Boom is one of my favorites is because it's a smaller group that's everybody's very hardcore. Everybody's one.
Yeah, I've heard. What's the name? I can't remember the name. I've met him. We know each other. What's the name of the guy that organizes that? What's his name?
Gary.
Gary. What's his last name?
Leland.
Leland. Okay. Yeah, and I have people that they're coming down here to this conference and say, hey, you know what? We want to come to Ensenada. We want a vacation down here, and then we want to drive from your conference right up to BitBlock Boom, and
up to BitBlock Boom.
Yeah. So that's great. Yeah, that could be, hopefully it'll be the vacation tour the Bitcoiners will take. So, that's...
But the best thing about it, a conference that size is that you actually get to meet everybody.
Right.
Particularly if you're there for 4 days, 5 days. We'll actually be there, my brother and I will be there for 6 days. So it'll be from, it's Tuesday to Monday. Tuesday, 2 days before it officially starts.
Oh, okay.
The day before, I think it officially starts. Maybe, I don't know. And then Monday after the Baja, the tour, the wilderness tour, the adventure tour, but you actually get to hang out with people. Bitcoin 2021, no hate. That was so much fun. But there were so many people.
Yeah.
There were major people that I never even saw.
Yeah.
It was they weren't even there.
I was just there for the last 3 or 4 hours, and I met a lot of people. We went at the last minute, but yeah, it's just almost overwhelming, and they weren't on point. They weren't focused. It was good. They had some good high points, but they were sneaking the shitcoiners in there too.
Yeah, a lot of shitcoiners.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. You get
Well, it's not going to be in my conference. I hope.
people.
I don't know how they do it. I mean, even Trace Mayer kind of snuck it in on unconfiscatable. So, you know.
Oh God.
Oh, so at any rate.
Trace dropped off the damn radar.
Yeah, ever since that, he just
After that, he was like, I'm out. I'm done.
Well,
Thank you.
Well, he doesn't need, you know, and most of us are that way. I mean, I don't have to be doing this, and I want to be doing it. That's the whole thing. Hey, do you have that other beer that I am? This is kind of warm down here today.
I just feel like I need to be, like, I feel like I need to be a part of it. You know, like
you'll be a part of this thing. Well, I'm glad we got
is it like, you know, if I'm doing like I quit my job and decided I was going to try to figure out how to make money as a podcaster, which was kind of a stupid idea in hindsight. You know, it actually worked.
Yeah, that thing in it. I've got the facilities here.
So like, you know, we really devoted to it, and I leaned on basically my wife. She was keeping us afloat essentially for a long time, and I was like, I swear to God, we're going to do this. It's going to work. It's going to work. It's growing.
I know.
Yeah. And she stuck through it. And she's like as excited about all of this stuff as I am. And but I feel like with Bitcoin happening, it's like, what else do I do? You know, I feel like anything that I'm doing that is not related to this or not attached to this feels like such a waste of time.
Exactly.
Like my two goals right now, my whole two goals are start family and Bitcoin. Make sure Bitcoin survives. Make sure Bitcoin.
Well, you know, this is a family-friendly event. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have,
my wife cannot come.
Okay.
Sad story. I will, and that's why I'm bringing my brother. But,
okay. Because children, we are actually making this not just for wives and girlfriends, but we're making it. I'm not even going to tell because it's up to other people if they want. If you don't have to, you know, we're not broadcasting it. We're making it known as family friendly, and they're going to be well taken care of, and they get the deluxe accommodations. So if that changes, we'll figure it out for you. You know, because we definitely want wives and children to feel welcome here. The Goat Ladies is working on that. We have an event coordinator, and we take special care of people that have decided to bring their families. We want this to be a very family-friendly event, and it will be. So it's going to be.
This is the first Bitcoin standard conference, right?
Yes, this is, and it's kind of a miracle the way it even started. I mean, you can go to the About, and you can read it there on the About, because I couldn't believe the domain was available. I said, what? I go, oh, well, that's what we are. We're the Bitcoin Standard Conference. So, and there's all of the locations where we're going to be at, the Horsepower Ranch, and so that's all on there. Scroll up, and your people can read that. That's what inspired me to do this. My mentor is E.C. Harwood. He was the founder of the American Institute for Economic Research. I don't know if you're familiar with them or not. I think Jeffrey Tucker is
Higher. Yeah, I've read a couple of their articles on the podcast, actually.
Yeah.
I read one
Oh,
from
really?
Jeffrey
Okay.
Tucker, and I read one from, and I got a lot of them in my like potential reads list, but usually they're not like Bitcoin direct, and if it's not like an economic thing, I try to leave it off from the podcast if I can't like directly apply it to Bitcoin. But there's so much. I'm a huge fan of IR. I read them all the time, even though I don't do them on the show a lot.
Well, I don't know if you know, Joachim Book is a fellow up there. He's from Iceland, so he's coming in. He's going to be a panelist too.
He's going to be there. Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
Yeah. Do you know him? Do you know Joachim Book?
The name sounds familiar. If he's written something on IR,
he wrote some good articles. I read like one or two of his articles. I said this guy'd be great, and I got him specifically because he's a fractional reserve guy, and so we need to have. And,
fun! Is he going to be on the fractional versus?
Reserve panel?
Goody.
Oh yeah, I want to be on those too. Like I say, I'm not a friend. I mean, I'm not a friend. I'm not a friend of Murray Rothbard. Haven't been ever since I called it Murray Rothbard a gold socialist 40 years ago. After I called it, while I was writing a newsletter, and somehow Milton Friedman got a hold of my newsletter and said, "Yo, I saw your article on Murray Rothbard. Here's what I wrote about gold and pseudo gold standards," and that's how I got to know Milton Friedman. Yeah, and I understand where he's also the founder, of course, the anarcho-capitalist movement, which I'm not an anarcho-capitalist. So, and I can outline all my reasons why, but I'm not going to do here now. But
we got time. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We got time.
Are you an anarcho-capitalist?
I mean, basically from an implementation perspective, yeah, probably you could call it that. Not quite, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I get it, and I understand it. It's kind of based on objectivism and all of that. I think fundamentally where the difference is, an anarcho-capitalist believes in basically the sovereignty of the individual. Yeah. And I don't believe that. I believe in the sovereignty of God, and I do think you're headed for big trouble if we think we're going to find the solution within ourselves or something that we build and do. We have to go about this in a very humble and prayerful way. That's where I'm coming from.
Man, I have always thought like just religion is a fascinating topic to me. It is absolutely fascinating.
Why? I despise religion. I consider myself a Christian, and I think, to me, Christianity is the systematic, finding of truth. But you start with a presupposition. You have to believe in divine revelation. So, you don't have to agree with me, but I'm going to tell you exactly where I'm coming from intellectually, and so now we can have a good discussion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's why I did. I wrote that's why I wanted to have Thank God for Bitcoin, because I wrote a review, which I thought it was a very worthwhile work.
I haven't read
ambitious.
it yet. I haven't read it yet. I really haven't. I mean, no, give me your review.
Yeah, well, I wrote a review on it. I wrote a review, and then I it's a good starting point. I'm glad it was an ambitious project, and we'll save that. That's what this conference is about. We can't go on. But they're going to be paying $1,695. They're going to come down there. They want to hear this stuff. They got to pay up a little bit, because this is an expensive little show to put on. So.
What is up? I want to check, because I have read something that I can't remember who it was from Ire. How do you spell his name? Is it
Joachim? What? Joachim Book. Joachim. He's from Iceland. Iceland and Norway. He's Swedish and all that country there.
He's not coming up. He's not coming up in my list. So I don't think I've read anything by him. But I'll check my reading list later.
He's an up and comer, and that's part of the thing.
Yeah.
I got some superstars, but we got a lot. I mean, I can't. That's Joachim right there.
Where?
Right there. You see him, Joachim Book.
Oh, okay. I see it now. I have to go back to
right.
Go back to the live stream.
Right. So there he is, and. Yeah, he came aboard very quickly when I asked him, and I read his articles. I said, and we had him on the show. We had some technical difficulties during that, but yeah, he was in the middle of our debate on. Anytime they start getting into anything but 100% reserve is fraud. That's the Murray Rothbard view, and that's why he would impose 100% reserve on an entire nation for a gold standard. That's what. It's amazing how few people today, but even 40 years ago, they all said they were gold bugs, but very few really understood what the gold standard was. Big difference between gold, the commodity, and the gold standard. And I didn't really understand it until I studied my mentor, which is E.C. Harwood, and he wrote a treatise on the lost art commercial banking, because there is such a thing as non-inflationary creation of purchasing media, as long as it represents new goods coming into the market place. So you have a marketplace regulation of the money supply. You expand it and you contract it depending upon the new goods coming into the marketplace. Now you can misjudge those values, and then that's what the gold actually acted as a governor or a regulator for the money, because if somebody loans were questionable, his notes would be immediately redeemed, and his reserves would be drawn down. And that's why I'm not, I've still got my fingers crossed on Lightning Network. I'm going to get a wallet and start playing with it. But, I from what little I know, and you guys know the back end. I don't claim I know, but from what Jimmy Songas taught me, all this can be done on a just regular ledger, and that's so you don't need another ledger or another standard. I mean, I get it as a smaller value, but if you read Hayek, Hayek never thought that there would be competing private standards. He thought one standard would emerge privately, and that would compete with all the government standards. And that's what I see. I think that's developing now. I think that the risk now is your jurisdictional risk. And the beauty of Bitcoin is to negotiate, to manage that risk, is we have choice of jurisdictions. So that's why I'm in Mexico. I have one foot in Mexico and one in the United States. I'm looking to put my foot other places. El Salvador might be a great place, for a potential future. Mm-hmm. I think all of Latin America has a huge potential for Bitcoin and sound money. So
if they actually start embracing this stuff, and particularly with like some of the things we've seen with like Argentina and Paraguay and some of the politicians actually standing up and like pushing to get bills into Congress or into their parliament or whatever it is, and put legislation on the table for people to talk about. And then you've got like Lord Fisitua in like Tonga, and just like there's so many different, and like the president of Tanzania said something about it like a week or two ago. Like there's just so many small nations that I think could benefit.
Where you're getting your news, because I miss some of these stories you're talking about. I'm not really good at getting news feeds and so forth. I kind of rely on other people putting out the big ones. But how do you?
Some of my favorites. I mean, it's mostly just like wasting time on Twitter, and I stumble upon this stuff. But some of my favorites are No BS Bitcoin, No Bullshit Bitcoin, Documenting Bitcoin Twitter account. Bitcoin Magazine obviously like usually has some snippet on like all the major news pieces, and let's see, those are probably the three that I see stuff like that more than anything else. Documenting Bitcoin lately has been really, really good.
Really?
In fact, I had been in the background like I have a link database that I have for like a bunch of different stuff, and it's like a little. The tool has a little plug-in, so I can just like save stuff as I'm looking through the internet, and that's where I keep my reads. Like any article or research paper or something.
You need to send me that tool, because I'll figure out how to use that one. I'm just I'll find something and then I go back and try and find it again. Oh, where did I?
Oh, it's a nightmare.
I know it just really is. So.
Yeah. But that's why what's funny is that I have stopped saving stuff into my Bitcoin database specifically because Documenting Bitcoin, the account, has done such a good job of it that they keep up, like whoever is running that account keeps up with it better than I do. So I just use them as my resource, right? I just go and like search their stuff. What I probably just need to do is like back up No Bullshit Bitcoin and Documenting Bitcoin, and just make sure that there's always a record of it. And I'll just use their pools, like them actually putting all the information together as like my little database of Bitcoin stuff.
What I want to emphasize for anybody that's tuning into this is this conference is going to be just like what Guy Swan and I have met for the first time, and I got on and said, you know what, I don't want to beat around the bush, because we might talk about something that we wish we'd have talked about live. And so that's what this whole Bitcoin Standard Conference is going to be about. It's going to be, no matter where you're walking around, it's going to be really interesting. There's going to be a variety of opinions and people there, and it'll be in the conference is going to be intense. But then what's cool is we're going to have this relaxed, fun thing that we're all going to be doing something very adventurous, and we're under good supervision. I have a professional tour company that's going to guide us through because there'll be so many people on the tour, but we do this on our own, and you really find out, your own, what you're made of when you do something like this, and particularly when we're doing it, they're always very worthwhile experience. You'll get as much from the adventure tour and see how everyone interacts on these things as from the conference itself. So that's part of what we're doing here. That's part of what we want to be doing. So we start, if you come to the whole thing, it's very relaxed starting out. Go to the workshop. If you buy a VIP ticket, you can be at the vineyard. Then we go to the conference where we're more intense and more focused and very serious. And then we cut loose, have a barbecue on Friday night. And you can stay up and drink all night, or if you and sleep late, or you can get up early and start your adventure tour. And but they'll be going on all day. If you want to sleep late and leave at noon, you can do that too. So we basically are working. However you want to make this work for you is the way our event coordinator is going to be doing it. But it's going to be. While you have the basic program, it's going to be custom fit for your particular needs and wants. And particularly if you're bringing your family, we'll be making special accommodations for children of all ages. So I think that's...
Does this mean I can't curse on the panel?
Well, hopefully you're just... you have to
That's
have
hard
empathy. You have to be considerate of others.
I can do that.
Whatever you do,
Hard.
however you treat your own children, you need to have the same consideration for other people's children. How's that? And the children, they will be.
I can live with that.
We're going to have separate facilities. We're going to have playgrounds and things like that, and so there'll be adult only sections, and then adult and kids sections, and actually kids only sections too. So it's all going to be in one thing. But the whole thing is to catch the vision, and I'm so glad I invited you. This is going to be good. I got this book. I have to get the back. I'm going to have to get together with you. Hopefully I'll get together and proofread this thing because it's on a PDF file. I just have, and I have to pay the guy but I want to proof it before I pay the balance. And it's my first project. I mean, I don't know I don't know how everybody does it differently, but I kind of did it completely different because the way I got to be known was through writing my Medium articles.
Okay.
I'm a professional trader, and then I just my first article, which I just read publicly because I wanted to share it, was blowing out the bottom with a smile, because that, in 2017 I was actually in the top 10 notationals at BitMEX. So I have an extremely good yeah. And then last year I actually took $5,000 and turned it into $1.5 million or $1.7 million. It was, and it's all documented. It's not like hype. I said, here's what I'm offering, and all my subscribers get it in real time. And it kind of dropped my jaw too, because I said, well, I can't believe I'm doing that well this year. And that's one of the things I teach is, the wise. There's a lot of large traders that become small traders, and most small traders stay small traders. But the few small traders become large traders, but the wise large traders choose to become small again. And I've been basically not trading all year. So, but the market, I missed the move. I'm hodl. My net worth has increased substantially, but my trading, I haven't done it. I haven't made any money this year. I'm about at a wash, but that's a hard concept to understand because, people think that, and that's not where my passion is. I can do the trading and it's fun, but it also can just you know I don't feel like I'm producing like I am by holding this conference and you know I just feel like I'm doing you know more things by doing this. So at any rate, I don't know.
That's true. And what you're not telling everybody, I know, is that $5,000 to $1.5 million trade. You just went 100x, like one time long on Bitcoin, and it
No,
just
no, that was not it. No, it was consistent for a year.
That's
Yeah.
how it goes.
That's not how you do it. No, it's
Just that
not.
one good trade. That's
Yeah.
the whole newsletter. Like,
Well, there's a number of ways.
A
A number of ways you can do it. You know, and I've got I'm doing it different this year. Well, what I teach hodl. I don't believe in just hodling. I believe you save, which is you reward yourself. And then I believe in the build. Well, you build, and this conference is my build. You know, my saving is I enjoy. I have a new hobby, an expensive one, these quads. So that's my thing. You know, and you know, we bought some new transportation vehicles because we want everybody to come down here and be treated like royalty when they come and visit us. So. That's
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
It's going to be fun, and we're gonna we've got it. We have a professional stage manager. It's going to manage the whole thing, and we're going to have it professionally videographed and
fancy.
Oh yeah, no, this is we're going to try and take it to the next level. You know, maybe nobody will show up, but I don't care because I didn't go into it, you know, knowing I needed to. Crack the nut or anything. My goal is I want this to be the best Bitcoin conference ever and the best experience anybody has had. So if we accomplish that, I'll be happy. So, and it's just kind of that's all. Everybody,
right?
Just come in. And you know, it's going to be funny because a lot of people were invited and they said, "Oh no, they couldn't." And I want this to be the event. Oh man, I wish I'd have been to that one.
They were like, son of a bitch. Why did I skip this one?
Yeah, because I offered everybody the same deal. I said, you know what? Yeah, I'll pay you $500, you know, to be a panelist, and the whole thing's on me. You know, oh well, will you cover my? No, $500. That'll, you know, everything's covered. Just get down here, and it'll be worth it. So. You know, because
horseman. Also, just and I know the tour is just kind of like a side thing, but anything called the Horsepower Ranch already has my intrigue.
Yeah,
like
and it's really cool. It's a really cool place, and there's gonna be horses out there. We got a big playground. It's almost an Olympic-sized pool out there too. I mean, it's nice. It's really yes. Yeah, and we're going to have entertainment the last night. You were out there.
It was all right. It wasn't that big, but yeah, it's a nice pool.
It's a pretty big pool, not Olympic size, but pretty big pool. Yeah. It's bigger than any hotel. Yeah, it's bigger than it's a bigger pool than the hotel, huh? It's to me, you know, it's a big pool. It's a big pool, so and big place for a barbecue and just anyway, it's going to be fun and very secure locations too. So, you know, we feel like everybody will be safe. They can bring their families, and you know, we're not, you know, you're invited, but families are invited, but we don't. Nobody needs to know they're coming. Just us, so we can take care of you. That's the whole thing. So,
yeah.
So next time you make sure. How many children do you have?
We do not have any kids yet.
You don't? Okay.
We're getting there.
Oh, you're working on that.
That's the next part of the plan.
All right. Well, I have 3 grown sons, and I have 5 adopted children here, and my youngest one is now a 9-year-old girl. Yeah, so just
that is a family.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got a family, and I got a wonderful wife. Like, the goat lady takes care of me. I'm kind of living in heaven right now.
I saw that in one of your videos. The goat lady killed me.
So, yeah, she's a character too. So we're a pretty good pair, and I think she's going to be a bigger Bitcoin star than I am or ever will be. She just kind of has a way about her that, well, it's very attractive to me at least. I don't know about the rest of the world. So, anyways, okay. Well,
Who do you have behind you? You've got these heads.
oh, those are our big.
Who's on
Those
the
are
left?
those are our past Bitcoin standard bearer. Saifedean was the Bitcoin standard bearer in 2018, and Tyler Jenks that wrote Hyperwave, he was the Bitcoin standard bearer.
Okay, I didn't
So
recognize
part of the award ceremony on Wednesday night is we're going to announce the new 2020 Bitcoin standard bearer, and we'll have the unveiling of. Oh yeah, this is. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. This is going to be something else. I'm hoping to have some surprise guest appearances. They probably have to be remote, but we'll like I say, guys, it's up to you. Some people, they were a little worried about getting on it, but this is if some of these people I've never met before, like you. They just need to get on the show, and we just need to do our thing, and people will come. He said, well, I need another topic. I need to be prepared. No, you don't. You know enough about Bitcoin. You just need to get on and be yourself.
Bitcoiners talking. Get a drink.
Exactly. So, and that's going to, and it'll be off, it'll be 4 nights and 5 days of this. Just incredible. So it will be.
It's going to be good. And that's the other, like I was saying though, about the tighter conference where you can actually meet everybody. It's like 100, 200 people, like sort of like range. Is you get to meet everybody in like the first 2 days, and then you actually get to hang out with people.
Yes.
After that, like you're not just rushing to meet the next person at the next thing in the next group that you're
or the next
with.
Booth or whatever.
It's just always
we're going to have
overwhelming.
At the most, we're going to have 5 sponsors. 5 booths there, and one of them will be. I got Hodl Cap. He's going to run all the merch that we have, and because he's at Tone stuff, and he's a good guy. I don't want to run that. We're going to have the Bitcoin. We're going to have Bitcoin staffs there. We just got our new prototype today. We don't have any of those out. He doesn't even know what they look like. Do you have one?
Jenks one. I mean, that's.
Dude, I'm gonna have.
I'm
gonna have a shirt. I'm gonna have a shirt and a hat. I'm just my whole wardrobe. Like at Bitcoin 2021, I'm like, this is like my new strategy now. Is that like I'm just going to get shirts at all of my Bitcoin conferences.
There you go.
My wardrobe going forward, and I'll just have to recycle every year. Like I just got to get.
You're gonna get a collector's shirt because you're gonna be one of the. You're gonna be. What do we call that? The charter panelist at the first Bitcoin Standard Conference.
Well, something like this. Look, don't show the back part, but
what?
Something like this. Don't show the back part.
Oh yeah. There's our staff. There we go.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen you in those pictures. That looks good.
Yeah, we're gonna have like 20 of those. They're gonna be up in front of the stage, and it'll be crazy. It's just gonna be crazy.
I've been working on my Bitcoin paraphernalia a lot lately. All I've had is like nodes and stuff, which don't make good background stuff. Like you've got like a bunch of like really great, like your setup, is very Bitcoin. It tells a story, right?
Yeah, my wife takes it some of the ways. Said that's a collector's piece. You can't have that. She took my one classic that we had back there forever. Yeah. I got this at the Latin America Bitcoin conference in Bogota back in, I think it was 2017. I saw this. So that looks like a Bitcoin trader, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's the other guy that went 100.
So,
no, I got a really good a little piece of artwork from which I don't think I have with me from Brecky on Bitcoin, and I've got a lot of great stuff, and I can't wait to we're cementing in the basement sometime soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. And I'm gonna have myself an official studio rather than the extra room. So I'm in the closet of like our guest bedroom basically. And So I'm gonna actually be able to build myself a good little soundproof studio down there.
Well, I noticed that, like Jack Mallard, he's got his background.
It's
is
his closet. It's his
he has
closet.
he has an empty shelves back there. I see that. When's he going to add a little piece there and a little bit? I can see that over the years as he gets, he can add more and more pieces. Yeah. But that one struck me and said, "Oh, this is kind of really a good start." I said, I'll be curious to see, how he's going to develop this, because he's a pretty good marketer. I think he's going to just.
And he says like just this big ass closet. He has no clothes to fill it in, so it's just an empty closet. So it's his studio.
So anyway, no, it's gonna be good, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be. It's not going to be the intense. We got a few superstars, but we got just regular guys. You'd be good as a Bitcoin on those panels, how to practically use Bitcoin, because that's what I teach people. Is people just need to learn.
And I basically live on it.
Yeah, and you don't need to do what you and I are doing. It's just whatever your profession is, just be the very best in it, and you'll do just fine. So. That's basically what I teach, and yeah, you've got a unique niche there, reading all the Bitcoin books.
And what's funny is that, like, with the podcast actually making money now,
how do you do that? How do you have a podcast make money? Do you have a sponsor, or what? How does it do? What
sponsors? I got like Swan Bitcoin and Bitbox are just sponsoring the show, and they're two products that I just kind of just.
Okay, so Bitbox, Booms, and Swan. Yeah, and I like Swan. I've tried to sign up for Swan, and I never got through the.
Bitbox was a hardware wallet.
It's a Bitbox is a hardware wallet.
Bitbox,
okay.
Boom. Yeah.
Okay, Bitbox hardware wallet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And they're both just services that I just use, and I've been talking on and off with people, like the team, and it's just guys that I know, and they would hit me up and they'd be like, "Hey, we want to sponsor the show," and it's like, "Oh, that's easy."
Oh, great!
I'm mostly just turning down crypto bullshit,
Yeah, I know.
Of crypto
yeah.
crap.
Yeah, and it doesn't take many sponsors. It's just like people. Our my website developer. He's built a business, but one after another. We Tone and I kind of use the same. Shipley's just a great guy, and it's just it's. You'll figure out a niche, but you don't have to be in Bitcoin. I mean, you don't have to. You can be a doctor or have any profession, and still, work it into your business. And Victor Velicania, who's on the panel, and he will be taking Jimmy Song's course. He's a full-time engineer that runs two different major factories here in Mexico, one in Mexicali and one in Tijuana. And he has no intention of becoming, he loves the job that he has. He loves the company that he works for, and he has no intention of doing anything else, which is great. Yeah. But he also loves Bitcoin.
When we build out the citadels, everybody can't just be a Bitcoin expert. We gotta have doctors in the citadels. We gotta have engineers. We gotta have people who actually build the houses or build the citadels.
Well, I'm not.
Somebody's gotta man the gun turrets.
Wow, right. But that's why I'm not a big citadel guy. I'm more of like, we need to just be part of the culture and the society where we're at, and that's why I love. I mean, we're in where everybody lives. We're not in an expatriate community. We're not building something separate. Apart from Ensenada, and I'm not. I mean, I just can't have the inability to learn Spanish. But apparently, I'm pretty well known in town, and we're making a lot of inroads, and I think this conference is going to put. And we're getting a lot of support from.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they see it because what we're really doing. We're bringing something new to the table. This is a very progressive area city. They actually dredged their bay out here so they could make it into a port and have the cruise ships come in. And it's a big foresight on the city fathers to do that, and they built a whole economy over that. They have a lot of factories down here. It's a very diverse economy. And they have every week they have a different event. I mean, it could be, there's a lot of artisanal breweries down here. Of course, they have the wine, so the city itself has something going on just about every weekend, and which is just amazing. And so.
I'm stoked.
Oh yeah, I mean that's part of it. We're going to showcase that a lot of people, and I'm really one of my recommendations to everybody is say, hey, if your primary retirement is your home and your retirement account, you're very vulnerable, and you need to, you need to get out of that, and because they're both very, very vulnerable to confiscation and seizure, and that can happen. If it happens, it's going to happen overnight, and it's going to be a big surprise. And you wake up, wow, they just took a third of my retirement to pay.
Yeah, man, that scares the crap out of me. That's one of the big reasons that I mean, that's not really the big reason. I mean, I love Bitcoin. I think everything about it is like one of the best from an investment perspective, but also just kind of like sovereign place to keep your money, like that is yours. But I'm scared to, like, people talk about, like my friends or whatever, be like, oh my God, Bitcoin dropped 20% today or whatever. And I'm just like, how are you not afraid of having money in the bank? Like, how are you not afraid of having money in a retirement account right now? Like, that is what scares the crap. Like, Bitcoin can drop 20%. It's like, okay, like I'll try not to spend any this month, but I'm probably not going to spend any Bitcoin anyway. I'm probably just going to keep stacking because I just don't want to have fiat. I'm scared. If I am like allocated to the banking system for any useful portion, any useful percentage of my actual wealth, I get nervous.
No,
I get nervous.
I keep big balances on my credit cards that I pay off every month. So that's the way I do it.
That's how you do it. You just keep your liabilities in the keep your
liabilities. Go ahead, see
if it collapses, and just take my debt with you. I don't need that shit.
Now I pay them off every month, so I get all those reward points and everything else. So, that's the way I do it. So, at any rate, well, man, it was really great having you on. I'm looking forward to this. So glad you're on. I hope a lot of your followers will see this and come down and have the fun that we're having. This was just spontaneous. It just happened. We've never met before. I was aware of your existence. I don't know if you're aware of mine or not, but I sent.
Oh yeah, I've seen the staff and the goat thing. How do you miss that?
And so I sent an invitation. Huh?
The mask is not here?
Yeah, no. Amy's just fixing it. We're gonna fix it up for the conference. Yeah, we have the old one. Yeah, but it's gonna be a lot of fun, and this is the way Bitcoin works, guys. And come down here. Welcome to Ensenada. Welcome to the Baja. It's going to be just a great time. It's a great value, particularly now, because I guarantee you can try and price all these things that we're offering you, and you can't do it. So this is be $16.95, and that is includes the Carnivory dinner, the 2-day conference, and the adventure tour, and that's four nights and 5 days, and it's going to be
hotel, right?
Huh? And what?
And hotel in that, right?
Yeah, the hotel's included. Yeah. All the accommodations is included.
That's all that's like the huge expense anyway.
I know. I'm telling you. Yeah, and the meal. I mean, basically, if you get the night you arrive, you're going to get a Carnivory dinner. The next night, you get a full dinner. We'll have a little sack lunch to the break because there's a conference we work. We'll have coffee there and donuts and so forth. There's a restaurant there if you want a full breakfast, whatever you want. That would be your only expense, and. The alcohol tab's on you. I think we might have wine for the but anyway, that's it, and it's gonna, it's gonna be just fantastic. I mean, I'm getting more and more excited. I was wondering how it was all gonna work and come together, and we've had lots of little glitches and so forth, but that's normal. This isn't my first rodeo. I've done a lot of different. I don't know if we don't have them in front of you, but well, we'll go into that another day. But yeah, I used to be in the gold business. I minted the gold and silver coins, and so I talk about that a lot. So I'm really, one of the unusual ones that, as soon as I saw Bitcoin and studied it seriously, I couldn't get away from it. Yeah, at first 24 hours, I just was digging deeper and deeper, and I knew right away. Yeah, I saw what this is. This solves a lot of the problems. It is the technological solution that we need to have, and now we need to learn to build on it. And it's going to take time. It's not going to come easy. What I don't know if I teach. I don't understand the back end at all. I rely on people like you and Jimmy to teach me, I rely on that you guys know those things. But to me, the biggest problems that we have is on the macro intergenerational problems. And my mentor, E.C. Harwood, he outlined it way back 40 years ago, the 3 greatest swindles in the history of mankind. And he outlined them as being number 1, inflation. And number 2 is, we call it, he said Social Security, but I include all entitlements, because back then that was a big one, but now we have so many more. Yeah. It's just any entitlement. And then the 3rd greatest swindle is regulation. And we're just so overwhelmed by these swindles that we can't escape them. And Bitcoin has offered us a solution so that we can. Oh, I was going to tell you too, I'm not a big one on the Citadel idea. I'm more of, I want to be part of where I'm at. I want to be the guy that, yeah, I use Bitcoin and this is why. You see how it benefits me, and it really can benefit you too. And I don't want to be a separate entity or, have a machine gun nest guarding. So we don't live in a gated community or anything like that. So that's not what that's not what I'm about. But I understand people that are. So and there's a lot of people in Mexico, and a lot of the wealthy, they do live in gated communities. So
remember that one time I went to go look for a house, and it was way too expensive over there down, and it was a very, very nice place, very gated and everything. Nobody could come in.
You need to get a microphone if you're going to talk.
That's all right.
I can hear him.
Yeah, no, Eddie contributes a lot, but he's a little shy sometimes.
No, it's just that I'm working, and then earlier today I was talking to I think it was Joe. We were communicating through Telegram.
And I got it. Hey, you can't.
And he's like, hey man, you can't do that. We're on the show. I was like, well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm working, so.
Yeah, because they lost connection, and I didn't know.
Lost connection, and there was no sound, so he's thinking, oh, he's on his phone.
But that's kind of rude. Here we are on my phone. So. But I can't use it. I cannot use
He's not
a
very
cell phone.
tech savvy, and neither am I. I have a phone that I don't even know how to use, and that's. I had to ask a Joe to help me look for the history search or whatever it was. No notification history, dude. That's not right.
I'm inclined to think being technically or computer literate. Like when you start becoming a techie, it's not that you have fewer problems. It's that you think you can do more so that you just have worse problems. You have worse problems more frequently.
Yeah,
because
that is
you
true.
think, I can just do this other thing with the computer that normal people don't do.
Well,
so I end up, my whole life is just computer problems.
That's why, Elon Musk has this high.
I'm good at computers, but they're all broken.
That's why Elon Musk has this FUD that he passes. Oh, we're going to get, we're going to go so advanced, we're not going to need to work anymore. Bull crap. All it does is it creates more wants and needs. You don't understand basic economics. Wants and needs are unlimited. Just because we automate some things, it just creates new ones,
That's like saying that you won't need to create any more information if you have created a tool like the internet. All you have to do is look back 50 years. So many of the things today are essentially free. That used to be huge problems. That used to cost enormous amounts of resources. Do we have any limit? Is there just we just don't want anything anymore?
No.
Of course not. Of course we haven't reached that point because there's no such thing. You just get to a new plateau where you just accept that these are the things that you have, And human nature is to simply want to. Are there going to be problems? Yeah. There's going to be something that takes 2 seconds, even though you want it to take 1 second. And you're going to hate that it takes 2 seconds. And that's where your problem is going to be, and that's where the economy is going to exist, in that threshold of solving those, whatever that problem is. Because you'll get used to this new world where you get everything basically for free, and you're just going to be like, it's for free, but it's slow.
So what time is it out there? Are you on Eastern time, or is it 10 o'clock out there?
Yeah, it's 10:10.
Okay, it's 7 here. And I need to get home. I've been up since about 3:30 or 4, and I'm worn out.
Damn.
And we had a really busy day. But this was a lot. I'm glad that you're kind of the first speaker that I had, because we finally have all of our I's dotted and T's crossed. And so
Nice.
I wanted to show you how it works when you have you can show people how to sign up and come to our conference. Pick your name. They'll get a 15% discount. We give you 10% of that price, so you support. You got an affiliate code, so it's a way that you can generate a little bit of extra Bitcoin.
That's an affiliate. That's an affiliate.
Yeah, it's an affiliate deal. I mean, and so
That's a
you
deal.
get
That's not bad.
So you sell one of those 17,000 memberships, and they're going to get 15% off of that, and whatever the balance, we're going to give you 10, because you brought us you guys. These guys that are involved, they're all, and you're unique because you're the guys that I extended the invitation. I didn't offer you a lot, did I? I just said, hey, you come. It's $500.
Go have fun.
And why don't you come? And he took it. And this is the guy. These kind of guys is what's going to make this thing go. We're going to make this into the coolest Bitcoin event that's ever been. It's not ugly old
A
goat.
lot of nice content.
And we actually are going to create a separate entity, because ugly old goat just. I want to be less and less
I'm
of
just
this.
waiting for those debates.
And
when
this
you kick off.
this Bitcoin Standard Conference, we want to build and build on it. Yeah, and we want you to,
I'm waiting
on
for
your
that.
topics. If you have relevant things, send them to us, or so we can put them on. Okay, the attendees can go watch. Guy Swan here, he's already addressed these issues, or if you want to write a specific article, because you're only going to get maybe 10 or 15 minutes up there to say your spiel, but if we know where you're coming from, and it's all going to come together and make a lot more sense. And us Bitcoiners, we'll read all of your content, because we're just crazy that way.
It'll be available in audio. It'll be available.
Oh, okay, on audio. Yeah, no video. No video. Just audio. All right. Okay. Well, that's great. So I just catch the vision, guys. This guy's going to be great. I'm so glad that you. Like I say, I believe in divine providence, and everything happens for a reason. So that's it. Thanks for coming on, Guy.
Oh, yeah,
looking
man.
forward. And maybe we can do it again. What we do is he on our. Does he get the notifications? Because I do send out to our subscribers. They can watch on YouTube or jump on anytime if they're on Zoom. So anytime, if you get we probably need to put all the speakers, let them know when they're free. Because a lot of guys, we're all busy. But if they want to jump on anytime, they can jump on. You're friends with Knut. Knut said, I'm tired. He's got to go to bed. But maybe we can have you and Knut on before the conference. And yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, I'd love that. Hit me up. No, we'll talk. Me and Knut haven't done a show together in a while, and
let's do one then. You guys figure. I'm working around everybody else's schedule.
I'll send you my info, because he does not check his Telegram or anything.
Yeah. So they got to set my schedule.
Send it to numerous people.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So I get numerous messages, so that's why I'm always on the phone. He's like, "What are you doing? We're doing a show," but it's like I gotta check.
Well,
Otherwise, he won't
it's
know.
just when you're old and ugly, you can get by with a whole lot more than when
I let it
Not my
slide.
fault. It's not my fault. I didn't do it.
We're all gonna get there, old and senile. So
Humor me.
we'll get there.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. This is going to be fun. Can't wait to do
man.
more. I got to have you on with Knut. Oh, did Knut tell you? He asked to be on. He's an atheist, but he wants to be on the Thank God for Bitcoin panel. So he's on the Thank God for Bitcoin panel. Now, how's that?
That's gonna get dirty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for that debate. That's gonna
be a good one. So
That's
yeah,
gonna be classic.
he's going to be one against many up there, I think, or he'll get audience supporters or something. I don't know.
Knowing Knut, I think he will enjoy that.
I think he will.
ratio.
I know him well enough that he's going to enjoy it. So, yeah, I don't know if he's bringing his family or not. He didn't know. I know, but I hope he does. I hope that he does. And see you next time. Let's schedule something with Knut. We'll do it next week.
Sounds good.